As cinema continues to grow here in South Africa, we're going to ask an interesting question today. How important is the movie house or movie chain brand compared to the actual cinema experience itself? In other words, the movie. I'm in conversation now with Doug Place, who looks after marketing at Ster-Kinekor. Doug, a warm welcome to you. By way of context, first of all, cinema finds itself in 2015 in a very strong position, interestingly. Why?
Yes, absolutely. The death of cinema has been foretold for many, many years and has been proven wrong every single time. The cinema is not just about the film you watch, but very definitely how you watch it. And whilst we acknowledge there are definitely cheaper and more convenient ways to see films, and they're going to be even cheaper and more convenient ways in the years that lie ahead, what we're obsessed about at Ster-Kinekor is making sure that the way in which you see the film, the experience of seeing the film, is really what matters. And that's what we've built our brand around.
So it's all about the experience.
Correct.
So what does that mean? Is it better popcorn, better seating, better sound? What or combination of all of
the above? All of that. We've literally just pioneered a brand new popcorn kernel, which gives a bigger, fluffier, bigger piece of popcorn. Which
breaking news: a new popcorn kernel.
You heard it first, yeah, exactly. But seating technology. We rolled out Cine Prestige about 3 years ago now. The first concept store here in the zone in Rosebank. It's now rolled out nationally. Business class, reclining, big leather armchair seats. Only 40 or 50 in an auditorium, so you don't have to squeeze past people to get to your seat. With the latest in cinema sound technology and projection technology, and that's just Cine Prestige. We've also brought IMAX back into the country with a very popular JV partnership with the IMAX Corporation. We have Cinema Nouveau, which has long been one of the biggest dedicated art house circuits in the world. So a number of sub-brands which have different pieces of innovation attached to it, which make the experience of cinema going unique to particular audiences.
Doug, I buy all of that. You can also give me little puppies licking my feet while I'm watching the movie.
Excellent idea.
Having said that, though, the reality is, unless you've got good product, none of this is going to work.
Look, definitely. And this, 2015 is the year of the blockbuster. We've just come off the biggest Easter weekend in Ster-Kinekor's history. We had more people visit our cinemas this weekend than live in Miami, with Fast and Furious 7 breaking the box office record for the biggest opening weekend in South Africa. That record's only 6 weeks old because it was 50 Shades of Grey 6 weeks ago. And in 4 weeks' time, it might get broken again with Avengers 2. We have Bond back on the big screen later this year and Star Wars. So this very definitely is the year of the blockbuster. That said, however, last year quite famously had an absence of blockbuster films, and the American summer fell 18% to its lowest level since pre-Titanic in the mid-90s. And because of that, Ster-Kinekor brand and the way in which it doesn't really matter what the film is, but the experience of seeing the film insulated us somewhat from not having blockbuster.
Okay, that's the next question then. What is more important, or perhaps how do you find the balance between marketing the chain, the Ster-Kinekor name, and the movie? You've got to find a connect between the two.
Very definitely. So
how do you do that as a marketer?
So we partner with various film distributors whose job it is to tell people that here's Fast and Furious 7. It's Paul Walker's final film. Make sure you see it in the best possible way. And so we will partner with them to advertise the bar effectively. We are the restaurant, and they are the items on the menu. So those kind of collaborative partnerships are essential to making sure people know not only what's opening and what's showing, but also the best possible way to see it.
But are there not some movies where people will walk over hot coals and will sit on hot coals to go and see them, and it doesn't matter what the experience is like?
Hopefully not in our cinema.
As long as they get to see the movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Very definitely.
I mean, Fast and Furious might be a case in point.
We participate in marketing to a millennial generation where the immediate and the right now is important. So whilst these more convenient forms of entertainment are more convenient, you do have to wait at least 3 months to see them, at least legally, on those platforms. At
least legally, and that opens up a completely different debate. We don't have time to get into that right now. What are you competing with right now for the entertainment brand?
Well, we compete with two effectively streams of competitors, one of which is any other way in which you can see a film, which might be at home, it might be other cinema chain brands, it might be any other form of movie-based entertainment. But we also, once someone leaves the house, we would be competing with restaurants, we'd be competing with casinos, bowling alleys, any other way in which you would spend that rand. So what we've done at Ster-Kinekor is to try and integrate as much of that entertainment experience into the cinema-going experience as possible. So Cine Prestige, you can now get gourmet platted food. So it's not dinner and then a movie, it's dinner and a movie together. And those are some of the things which we're looking at rolling forward as ways to stretch that experience.
Let me ask you this, the word Netflix,
yes.
Does that keep you awake at night?
Not particularly, no. For a couple of reasons. It is contingent on having a very high broadband speed. The Netflix content window, which not many people know, is at least a year long, so you have to wait a year from a theatrical release to see the film on the Netflix platform. I think it's a very good product. I think it's more likely to keep our TV broadcasters awake than it is to keep the cinema brands awake.
And 2016, going beyond, we had the year of the non-blockbuster, the year of the blockbuster. How do you build on the success of cinema right now? What is your thinking?
It's a wonderful and terrifying challenge. We do have good content lined up next year. We are opening more IMAX facilities. We're opening another 2 screens, one in Port Elizabeth. They're getting their first IMAX screen. So the IMAX franchise already has 50 films dated next year. What's really interesting on IMAX is we recently did some research which asked people to what extent is the film being available in the IMAX format tell you about the film? We know what the film tells you about the format, but what does the format tell you about the film? And 89% of people said that if a film is available in IMAX, it's a better quality film. So if I live in Secunda, who don't currently have an IMAX, but watch this space, if they see a film advertised in IMAX, they believe that that film is of a better or superior quality. So from a classic brand marketing point of view, it doesn't really matter if we have blockbusters next year. It will clearly make a difference to our bottom line, but branding is just as important.
Doug Place from Ster-Kinekor, thank you.
What a pleasure, thank you.